we're going to map 3. It's, of course, DRX managing to pull off a massive win on Split, forcing this Ascent map 3, which is going to be a banger, of course, from Golden Boy alongside Tombiz. We also have Sean Gares here to boot. And I think, like, you know, looking at this and the series as a whole, I'm just glad that it's going to 3. I think, Tom, both of these teams, it's just what you expect out of them. We said they were world-class, and I think the world is now seeing why they're so class.
Oh, for sure. And I think the cool thing as well is you see how DRX have adapted to playing against a composition that ultimately looks to go aggressive. This team was forged in the fire of PaperX. They're ready for teams to go aggressive. So it looked like they just did fantastically well at quelling that storm, playing passive and being ready for anything Loud had to offer.
Yeah. And this was a game where the individual players from DRX came up big, right?
Yes.
Obviously, Buzz got his throughout the game, but Stax closing out that last round, Mock with the 1-on-2 clutch also. I just thought the late round heroics, and then this play here just shows how this double controller was so effective. They were using that orb to block the line of sight at B. They showstopper out of it. Zest immediately scoops up the orb, throws it to block default. There's a snake bite inside of the orb. And just the control that one agent had on that post plant to stop the flood was incredible. It showed the difference between the comps, and I feel like Loud just couldn't have it. They could not find success with these two initiators.
Yeah, and that's the difficult part. Like, I liked the composition's idea, but the problem was that the DRX just played it to perfection. Like, they, rather than, like, you know, like, wait to just get blinded, they just kind of, like, stayed back and were like, all right, cool, go ahead, make a mistake. And then they'll use their controller utility to get them that added advantage.
Well, I think that's the sort of benefit of having Zest in the team. He's someone who can play those adaptive roles that if you throw Foxy into the mix, he's not going to be able to do. Like, his utility was sublime, and that was something that gave the space to everyone else to be able to do what they do.
Yeah, and that is exactly what you would want to see with the way that that composition was built and the way that they contended against Loud there. But one player that definitely found a lot of success in that last game most certainly was Buzz. Just overall, I mean, look at the difference. It's just astronomical, bro. It's, I mean, even with the ACS, the damage done, all that stuff, Buzz was on a heater in that last game, Sean.
Yes. All right, Ospas, you get your map pick. This is mine, though. You know? God, what a turnaround from Buzz. And that is what you really want to see if you're a DRX fan. You want to see their star duelists come online, especially coming into Ascent, where it's going to be a little bit more brawly, right? It's not going to be as polished. We typically see the same comps from, you know, most teams. There's an off chance we see a Viper, but typically you see the Sova KO.
Yeah, exactly. And but also a defining part of this game, the clutches. Like, it was absurd. The last 2 rounds in and of itself was just so exciting. And that is, you know, it's DRX, so it's obvious that we're always going to get these, you know, hype moments. But Tom, I mean, just the way that they're able to pull these things off, it's amazing.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It seemed like for a moment the Loud were actually going to start turning things back, but then the master of the smokes, Marco, comes around and just manages to do unbelievable amounts of damage to them. The late lurks that they had coming through the back. Look where Stax is right now. He's still in towards their spawn. Even like fighting the guy behind him towards the end, escaping, like just knowing the exact positions of his opponent, just left Tui's in an impossible task. There was no way he was going to be able to win this, but they had those rounds back to back, and that's what we love to see from the side of DRX when all of the stars are coming online, because they have so much depth to this roster.
Yeah, and it finally, you know, the First Bloods didn't just all go against them. Yeah, right. Just like on Lotus. I mean, they didn't have to grind back into every round they won, and if you look at the score, I mean, the ease of that map shows that difference.
It felt like a DRX that is immensely comfortable, and when DRX is comfortable, when they're not playing with like that added weight on their shoulders, it genuinely feels like we're looking at a different team at times. It's so cool to see how this DRX squad is going to try and, like, you know, build this Champions run. But on top of that, though, we're going to Ascent. Fun fact about this, both teams pretty good at this map.
Oh, well, that's the thing. I have to lean into Loud here just because of 2 very important reasons.
Okay.
The first one is that they have never lost 3 series in a row. They have lost 2 in a row before this one, so that record would be broken if they lose this map. The next is they've never lost this map twice in a row, which they lost last time. So DRX are up against it here because Ascent has always been a fantastic map for Loud.
If you don't remember, EG rinsed them in Tokyo on this map, and I think DRX as
Both
well.
of them. He rinsed both of
teams
them.
actually Loud struggled against here on this one.
Yeah, I mean, Loud has won 7 of 9 on this map since the start of ECT Americas, and the only team they've lost to is EG. And then look at that. What?
Okay. Now, we normally don't talk about agent select when we go into a game of Ascent because basically, you see what's on the left. I was expecting to see that also on the right.
I mean, sometimes you do see the Viper, and that was something that I thought we would see, but you usually, lately, have seen it paired with a Killjoy. The Breach Fade combo, I don't think I've ever seen this particular comp run. And Loud as a team, like we've been saying, I mean, you said they've only lost 4 times in this map. They really, really know the fundamentals of this map. But this is a hard comp to get to work.
Oh, this is going to be really interesting.
This is going to be crazy.
Like, especially like losing the Sova on this map. It's something we see so often. Not maybe even sometimes paired with either the KO or the Fade, but not having either of them just seems like madness.
I also just got another stat in as well, a record that has not been beaten at a global event. DRX has never lost an opening series at an international event. They're 7-0. That record has lasted 694 days.
So what you're saying is a record's being broken.
One way or another.
Either way, they're going to lose their first game, or Loud is going to lose 3 times in a row for the first time ever.
That is staggering,
History.
to say the least.
Breach on Ascent. What is going on?
What would you do with the Breach, Sean? That's what I want to know.
So their main controls are going to be insane, right? They're going to be able to take A main or B main whenever they want with a Breach Fade. Now, the problem for Loud is when they switch halves.
Now, I was going to ask, how does it look on the defense? You know, because I think on the attack, they got a lot of tools here.
They have a lot of tools. With the double controller, they'll be able to block a lot of lines. They could potentially use the Viper wall to cut across mid and block the short line. They could use the Viper wall to fake an A hit. You know, there's so many things the Viper can do effectively on the attack side. The problem is I feel like on the defensive half, they might have to aggress a little bit. But we're not there yet.
No, we're not there yet. Right now, they're going to have that attack side, and we'll see how this plays out, obviously, but a lot of fascination regarding this composition. Do want to let everyone know as well, we had a little bit of a lobby remake. I think we have to get that sorted on the main stage. Once
Did they pick the wrong agents?
Once that gets sorted out, we'll jump right into the action, because I know everyone is just chomping at the bit to jump into this game here. None more so than, you know, our players and coaches that are on pins and needles waiting to jump into this one. This is a stressful game here, Tom, for both of these teams, and there's a lot of opportunity to really just stun your opponent on Ascent here.
No, I respect the goal of Loud as well, though, because that's the thing. Like, going into a match that ultimately is going to send you into a lower bracket versus Team Liquid, like, to pull out a composition that they could have easily just gone back to the comp that's on the other side, because both these teams run that all the time. And in fact, we were even talking about, I think it was like lock-in since they last run something a little bit spicy. So they have been running a very sort of basic comp for a very long time. They're taking a risk here, but I like it. The thing is, though, DRX, especially when it comes to their defensive side, they are the kings of creativity. Like, they have always been willing to do ridiculous executes surrounding Buzz, and I think with Buzz in rather than Foxy, that's actually going to work better, because he is so good at positioning himself perfectly wherever that utility is going to land. For example, as I said earlier about the screens push that they basically invented, even though this comp may be the same as the one we see all the time, I don't think it's going to be as simple as that. They're always going to have cool ideas.
I couldn't agree more with DRX's approach, but there's only so many things you can do with this base comp. And when Loud designs a comp like this on Ascent, it's to counter the default.
You know what
comp.
you're playing.
They know exactly what the strengths are of the default comp on Ascent.
It's wild.
And they're not running a Killjoy, so they won't have that lockdown in play, but they will have tools to deal with the lockdown, right? Maybe saving the Rolling Thunder to push into it aggressively when it's at tree. You know, there's so many options available to Loud.
Well, let's see how this one all shakes out. Shrine, I'm gonna need you to make some noise as we get ready for map 3. The winner will move on to face Na'Vi tomorrow. Here's, of course, Pansy and Hypoc for the call.
Wow, what a game we've had so far, and adjustments throughout. Our expectations have been changed from map 1 to map 2, but absolutely. But now map 3, Mike. What do we make of this comp switch up here? What does this mean?
I mean, I've been loving some teams kind of adopt the Breach more and more in Ascent. We've only seen a couple of examples. M80 fans who are watching, I've loved what they've done with it. But for Loud to lean away from the sky here, which I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. It feels like another attempt really to put Aspas in a position to succeed here for Loud. Wide open A site, start things off. Not much chip damage done.
No.
DRX respecting this initially. Oh, shot guy, actually, yeah. Sadak down to 36, but will find the open plant. Delivers though. And this
So
lurk
clean.
tucked into short.
So very clean. Does go down in the end to Marco, but look at the post plant. It's all tucked towards like under sight. Very, very dedicated towards this. And the HP is pretty low. Kaunzin, Sadak all low. Aspas sitting pretty, but the rest suffering a little here.
Not going to come through. Dealt with immediately. DRX unable to find a steady footing just yet.
They got
Time ticking away.
They haven't got a kill just yet. They need to get a...
Hang on,
oh,
what?
RB's found 3! And now it's down just 2s. And he's kept back by the smoke. Oh, he got a classic. RB's so low. Oh, RB!
No way!
No way!
Can you believe it? He's finally finds a knife, but it's too late. The defuse comes through. Unbelievable scenes to kick things off on Ascent. What a ridiculous round, Lauren. Another 3K from RB, by the way. Another in a pistol round as well.
I don't know what to make of that. I really don't. Nice little high flash to allow Buzz just to peek on that corner. Looks like DRX want to get proactive here. Sheriff's in hand, though. Loud, and we've seen this wouldn't be the first conversion of just those pistols, so DRX do need to be quite cautious about this, as Loud have made decent progress up towards Cap. I'm going to note Sadak. Send the paranoia. But we can see where that spike is. This is all just testing the waters.
Despite not committed anywhere, you're right. Well, not really given a chance at an opening engagement just yet. Stacks and Zest set up to receive any pressure towards mid, and Aspas does find one. Stacks will fall.
Oh dear.
Just trying to equalize here, and luckily does. Not rewarded any further, though.
Do you get that funny feeling that we've seen this before?
Does lightning strike twice?
Marco, this is so dangerous. No, he's not going to get punished nor rewarded. Actually, yeah, he's going to get punished. He absolutely is. Trying to get proactive in these scenarios just feels almost too deadly. It puts it all down to RB here. And Allowed have the biggest opportunity yet. Buzz on the other side of that. And Sadak finds him. It's all on RB here. Has to do wonders. Kaunzin low, but Sadak now has that Bulldog. Isolate.
Hang on.
15 seconds. RB, this readjustment is out of this world. Yes! Finds the shot. Gets Loud a second. This wouldn't be the first time, and it certainly won't be the last.
Just 37 HP left on less. Another 3K from RB. But Loud tie it up. A response here in round 2. And yeah, a couple of members of DRX, like I said, I made this comment in map 1 a few times. DRX doing things that are just uncharacteristic. Loud capitalizing here on Ascent. A little overzealous. Hang on. Right off the rip here, Buzz. All the way into tiles very early on. The pinch from B main comes through. That's on red alert right now.
What is going on? I've never seen DRX just pushing out wildly like this. Oh, pretty, but Les does get it done.
Ton of damage done by Buzz.
Yeah, but it need RB to be the one, or
yeah.
I mean, maybe the classic. Who knows at this point? But it's just very messy so far. That's the only vulnerable one, really. Everyone else sitting quite healthily. Stacks, does he get the ample opportunity?
Hang on.
He absolutely does. That's a big upgrade as well, huge. He's got himself a Phantom, and we're going to have this right back at him now. A 2v3. And look at the double pump, they're not far away. Loud have come back around towards the B site. RB's going to get a knife full of this. Spots him. Oh, the biggest jump scare of his life, but Stacks can maybe make it here pretty well. It depends on the timing. Does he slip the smoke? Does he respect it? What does he want to do with this? Gonna hear the steps, and he wants to try and get ahead of this. They have no idea.
Les is not holding it, yeah.
Stacks has gone so close. This could be out of this one. Oh my God! Deadly on that first shot, but kept in check by Tui's. Now be Loud, making it out of the gauntlet here. The second to their name.
Damage done, so mitigating some of that value from flipping the thrifty. Thripping the flifty. In round 2. Loud looking very comfortable in terms of this first ult cycle. One off the pit. Rolling Thunder available for Sadak. Odin in hand for Kawanzine, so nobody actually in position for DRX to maybe be caught off guard unless we get a reveal over the top, but not going to happen.
Aspas blistering pace to the space he wants to take on this, but does get slowed down by the util coming in, but he's right back to it. Again, it will be Marco on the other side. Util in the way should at least keep that paranoia from building in Marco's head. Knows that if anyone does try and progress further, there will be at least a warning. The eventual A piece, it looks like, is going to be coming through.
And there was a chance there because the drone actually only confirmed one member outside B main. Allowed to really step up the pace, but slowed down by the paranoia. Try and re-hit here.
Nice clear of the util. And here comes that ult. This should be almost wraps for RB. He looks dead to rights, yet dealt with so quickly. Aspas wanted more towards heaven, and Zest! Zest with 3! The triple! The 4th! Zest! It's all his own, unless the last one alive. 3 to find of his own here. Pit to hand. Flash does connect to the door, gonna get broken. Looks vulnerable, put to the knees. Marco gonna tie up the score now, 2 apiece.
Beautiful response from Zesty. The Rolling Thunder clearing all of A site out. Loud, unfortunately, only find 2 kills on the back of it. The swing is, I mean, you can't fault the swing here from Loud, but Zest just lines him up. Response in kind from DRX ties things up 2 apiece. Hunter's Fury here, lockdown available for DRX as well. 3 rifles, 2 pistols here. Loud, the swing on, Buzz rewarded. Tui's and Sadak fall off the rip.
Stellar play from Buzz. I'm loving seeing this proactive look to DRX. We've seen it across the map now. Not necessarily out of character, but seeing how much they're willing to commit to this against Loud is just lovely to see. And now it falls down to the likes of Aspas, Kawanzine and Less to create an opportunity out of very little. Yes, they have mid-presence, but far from control. Utility from RB, gonna note the presence. And Aspas with the shots to follow. But look at how deep RB's cleared on this. There's only so much. They've got them boxed in on this map. It's gonna need one of these Loud players to break through.
Don't need an overstep at all from DRX. Les has got ahead of the wall though. Buzz was not aware of the possibility.
Hello. Oh! Almost went wrong.
Now
that spike going down.
Figure it out. Should really decide things. There's not much time for Loud to really recover from this position. And RB slips even deeper. Yeah, 30 seconds left now. Less on his way towards the spike, but it's 2 solo missions here from Loud.
Yeah, they're banking on Aspas finding that pick on site. Maybe freer than expected. Now RB should be noting this and might catch him in the back on the way through. He doesn't, but that should call red alert to Zest, who should know what's coming his way, and it's a scrappy round. 13 seconds now. The store going to come in. Stax just takes a little bit of a look. He's going to find enough. That spike going down should seal this. There's nothing more to be done here. Aspas can try and do damage, and he ain't going to do enough. Buzz and Co doing very well here. DRX holding on.
We'll pull one ahead. We'll see previously a couple of pistols to round out the purchase. Loud now with the Blade Storm in hand. One away from the Nightfall. Some ultimates to invest potentially. Yeah, DRX so happy to commit to early round engagements here. And everybody stepping up. I mean, I said this at the end of Split. Everybody delivering for DRX.
Get out of my way.
In a number of situations. Oh, Buzz dashing right through here. Kawanzine holds the line.
And it ain't just one of those guns. We got 2 here. Let's takes a look. What a wild game we're seeing. Aspas looking for that surgical precision. The rest, brute force. Eyeing up the A site.
RB does have the lockdown, so DRX as 3 going to explore middle here. Not rewarded. Another Odin kill comes through. Stack's not noted just yet. Could be played in here by Marco. I think he has been, yeah. Stack's a ton of information here.
Oh, the timing! He just about catches one. Takes down less. Flash goes in. That's the spike to the right. Keep that in mind. That's on Cowanzine. But oh, catches him! The nade goes in as well. He can do so much with Stacks. He's out of this world. 3 big picks, and he's doing serious damage to Loud. He's going to look for the follow-up on Tui's. Too far, even for him. But he almost had him then.
You're almost willing Stacks on in that situation. But the response comes from Loud. Operator in hand now for Buzz. A stack of ultimates. Yeah. Another situation where DRX happy to be proactive, take the fight to Loud. Not rewarded here. I mean, it's 8 HP from Cowanzine to survive.
Ridiculous.
Same setup with the utility from RB again. Going to try and prioritize short control here to make sure that lockdown does find value. But Loud, I mean, they've been splitting this with 3-up catwalk primarily, so definitely doesn't feel comfortable to rely on that lockdown and commit towards a retake.
Here.
An operator coming out. Could be interesting. Yep, absolutely is. Les goes down. Now, with that noted, do Loud try and pivot quickly, or what do you do with this information now?
It does weaken the catwalk side of this split. I was saying usually 3 members to funnel through here. But with RB committed towards site, it doesn't feel like a retake setup. Marco slips across after the utilities invested to clear Wine. Could be played in here.
Yeah, oh, the paranoia is so good. That's going to catch both. Finds the first. Does get flashed up. Doesn't quite find the follow-up, but he's got to note it. Now falls too. He's still standing. It's Cowanzine to break through towards the site as well. Making the best of a bad situation. They've at least got the site here. TP, toyed with, but taken towards site.
You're going to hear that. I don't think the information has been relayed, but Hunter's Fury here to potentially clear out.
That catch?
Cowanzine doesn't find the kill, though.
13 seconds. How's that nade? Pretty decent. Tui's got to back away from that. Just drift away slowly, cautiously,
Cowanzine 11
carefully.
HP, Lauren.
They're so low. Both of them going to be feeling this one. Oh, the shock dart. Got to be careful by every single aspect, these two players. Feeling so vulnerable. Spots a pixel. Cowanzine does damage towards Stacks. Can he control towards Heaven? The pressure coming in from short. Dash taken. Isolates the first. Now down to Cowanzine, and he can't deal with Buzz. The two left alive. This close affair between these two will break ahead for DRX, making it up to 4.
Oh, was that important?
I'll be down at 200. I mean, Loud could invest back into this. We have seen him a couple of times in this series already. Happy to proceed with 2, potentially 3 rifles. Beautiful cleanup from Buzz here. And the bait with the dash. Zest, the sacrificial lamb. I will call a timeout here, just ahead of round 8. It's been difficult to really pin DRX down, honestly. Even in the rounds where DRX have given away a first blood, it's that mid-round that still felt pretty comfortable for them.
And does this indicate a rebuilt DRX a little to you? Because this isn't the traditional standard I've seen from DRX. I mean, they've always been very solid here, but it feels a little unique, maybe a little out of character slightly, or is this maybe just a response to playing Loud? Where do you think this falls on the scale?
You could argue this is rolling back to the early flash and dash meta that DRX themselves kind of famed. Yeah. But it's interesting to see, like I said, in some of the rounds where you don't expect DRX to be the aggressors, to be the ones to really take the initiative, they are. And that's really surprising because Loud are ones that usually thrive in those situations.
Exactly.
They're great at receiving aggression.
Oh, that's the wild thing as well. As a team like Loud, they were always good at kind of, be able to flip the switch of pacing and be able to either be the aggressor themselves or receive it and kind of play around it perfectly. They knew how to play the game style as well. Their best looks, right? It was one of their biggest compliments. But here, struggling a little to get a grip on DRX. Not completely. I mean, once we've gone into the swing of things, we'll have to see how it settles down a little. Bear in mind, that second round flip certainly turned the scoreboard, so don't get mistaken just yet. Pay attention to these buys as we go back in. Operator still with Buzz. Still got that nice timeout music playing. It's banging. It's gone now. As we do have an A site here, that should catch both players. And now Marco and RB trying to stand up to the task here. Lots of pressure their way. Beautiful reveal. Aspas goes down, punished by Cess. Marco! That TP was unbelievable. Les! What on earth? The spray connects perfectly. Punishes 3, but now look at this 1v1. Door shut, but he gets ahead of it here. He's playing with expectations and timing, but he's 21 HP.
He needs to make use of this time, though. Buzz still looking towards A site. Now the penny has dropped. But Les does have the pit. He can secure this plant perfectly on B site. Notoriously difficult, and if Buzz doesn't swap out this operator, it'll become even more problematic.
But for Buzz to swap it out, he's got to go quite far.
Yeah.
He'd have to have gone towards the site. So now he's working back in with an operator to hand, no knives.
What's the secondary?
Let's find
Because
out.
21 HP.
Unless he hits.
You're almost looking towards him using the secondary.
Shot in the dark. Shot in the dark. Okay, the
perfect
shorty
tool.
comes out. Hold on, Les is 21 HP. Buzz has a shorty, and they're closing in. Oh, Les got him. What a round from Les. The Red Bull clutch coming out big. I want to see that spray again. Show me what he did to them. Because I thought Marco had him on the ropes.
Marco's TP was
Godsend.
just insanity.
Godsend.
This.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Come on. Come on. It's ridiculous. Jeez. That's broken the buy for DRX.
It felt like we're firmly in control, even where it was getting scrappy, a back and forth exchange. I'm going to have to relinquish some of that control. Buzz actually on the dash out from the flash.
What?
Yeah, Stacks follows up with a ghost. Is it another thrifty from DRX?
They don't know when they're done. They don't know when they're beat. It doesn't matter the weaponry or the round. They're still there, and RB feeling that pressure. Calls out for support. He's got Zest here. So they can no longer progress forward comfortably, but they've already slipped through a little closer here. RB not feeling on the side, though. Zest got to be careful. He's the one now taking all the attention, but he's seen one, he's seen two. RB's still alive.
Got the
here.
headshot, Aspas.
Oh, he goes down. They clear through well. They're keeping hold of this, but here comes the cavalry. Here comes those rifles. The big boys have made it. High flash to facilitate. And look at the HP. Aspas is on 2. He's standing guard. Kawanzine connects. And now a 3v3. Aspas going to try and readjust position, but the timing does pass check. Yes, he does. Aspas goes down. Flies in. No trade comes out. Held back by the smoke, by the seas. And now there's problems. It's all down to Kawanzine.
5 HP.
He's on the back. Oh, he's gone down. Stacks pins him down. Forces him to the next round. And DRX, look at that start. Tell me when we've seen that sort of stuff from them. Absolutely sky-high confidence. Look at this. Doing this to Loud.
It's a stinger and a ghost, Lauren.
That's what turns it.
DRX elevating in some of these rounds where the odds are stacked against them.
You shouldn't win those rounds.
And it breaks the bank of Loud after Loud have done the hard work to rip away that financial advantage that DRX had.
This is a heavyweight matchup between these two, right? Every punch that is landed has such knock-on effects. As soon as one round's gathered, one's answered back, but it breaks the bank. One rifle on 2Es. Hero potentially needed now. Couple of ults, yes, but not the ones to maybe invest into this round. Aspas, imagine if he had the knives here, that could be a lovely little addition. But a creep up towards middle coming out. That's what Loud wants to do here.
Zest got to be careful here.
He might get closed down. On does get gun out in time. Aspas, oh my God, he still lands a shot. Zest, got to be careful. Oh, Aspas, stellar shot comes in. RB trying to fall away. He's down to 23 as well. Buds is going to try and catch the cross. He's there in time. He should be able to punish. He doesn't get the shot he wants to. Aspas with the second lease of life here. Flash again. So all this pressure mounting. Finally they cross with a spike. Shorty in hand. Buzz catches Aspas, but they're flooding the side. RB, he's just stunned up. And DRX hold on again.
It's so difficult for Loud to apply pressure to a single member of DRX after Zest falls. Great coordination to find that. But then further, what do they pin down? DRX just make it so difficult for them.
How is he still doing this?
No
How's he
clue.
still doing this? Get out of here. Yeah. What are you meant to do?
It's again a round where it's just one rifle, but they find the opener.
Yeah.
they find at least a gap to exploit. See another flash and dash, maybe.
Looks like it. There we go. That's 2 players down there. This time, though, they're so aware of it. Cal and Zine ready and waiting, but they didn't expect Marco to double down. He joined him, and it ain't just one. You don't fight one of DRX. There's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and now you got to find your way back in. RB. No access to the site today, folks. Aspas and Sadak, what are you meant to do now? Left adrift, left alone at sea. Sadak up short with the spike, and then you got down towards middle. Aspas.
Loud is so well poised to receive this early on, but Marco goes above and beyond logic almost.
Absolutely. Oh, but it is Aspas and Sadak, right? So it's like there's that little air of caution. And it's not just us feeling it, it's DRX too. Look how deep they are. Full respect. They know these guys can be deadly. First fight, it ain't clean enough. Stack sends him away. Sadak trying to shut this down, but I told you once, I'll tell you again, you don't get fair fights on DRX.
Last round in the half.
Round 12. The purchase not going to be comfortable for Loud, but no option but to invest. Oof. Beautiful stuff from Marco. An insane series. I'll say it again, firing on all cylinders from DRX. Everybody stepping up to the plate.
Yes. Oh, keep in mind, Marco is their bottom fragger right now.
Yeah.
Right?
And he's doing that.
Exactly. Just keep that in your minds. Loud are facing a demonic level DRX, and Buzz isn't stopping. He's still doing this damage to them. Aspas is already gone. This is on a broken bye. Everything's been seen and read. Zest does go down. First time they've drawn blood, and there's no instantaneous trade here. Now look at the rest of the map. Marco taking middle a little. You got RB testing towards short. And sorry, excuse me, A main. They've already taken a lot of space away from this. If Loud want to readdress the rest of the map, they got to clear meticulously. They've got 1 minute and 12 to do it.
Problem being, if they do drift back into what we have seen, the late round option being up catwalk or splitting 8, RB will find the weaker side of that split. But
Stacks?
does he go exploring here?
Stacks?
He's tucked into logs. Is he re-cleared?
I mean, Buzz might bait him in, you know what I mean? A little bit of fun. Who knows? It's TP time. Hello. Spots out Marco. That's about it.
Planted the seed of doubt for Buzz. He was considering rotating there.
Yeah, but it still just keeps playing in Stacks.
He's baited
Do
perfectly.
not forget about Stacks. Gonna punish less. Notes no one else on the push-up. Paranoia gets in too. He dives in. Takes him away. Now Buzz played back in on this. Beautiful synergy, but the adjustment, a quick pivot from Loud, eyeing up that A site. But look at RB's position. Look at where he's gone to. They can take all this space. They're feeling.
They clear him.
No, of course you don't. Of course you don't. You're dreaming of this. This is ideal. This is a dream come true until it's a nightmare. The lockdowns come in. Cal and Zine, pick your poison. Do you try and fight it? Do you accept your fate and fall to DRX, who are playing a beautiful game?
Another A4 half for them as well. A similar situation, Loud unable to really pin down a response. There's no tangibles for them to work with. No weakness to exploit in this DRX defense. RB topping the board once again.
And Loud are one of those teams I still will always put warnings with, danger with. They are deadly on all accounts, but right now DRX are in perfect form. This is terrifying as now we sit at that 4 to 8, that second half looming. This is going to be a tough nut to crack for Loud. They have to turn up in the second.
Indeed, they do, Lauren. If they want a chance here, and oh man, I wanted to read that one, but someone wants.
I read it.
You did? You're not going to share with the class, are you? How dare you? How dare
I
you?
think she just left her boyfriend because didn't get her a riot gun buddy. So there you go.
Good on you, girl. Anyway. Let's go ahead, though, and talk about what we just saw, because, like, DRX, Sean, are we said it before, they keep doing it. It's just immaculate Valorant that we're watching right now.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I thought that the Breach would be able to get the main controls. No, I was totally wrong. DRX's set play aggressions on both A main and B main and the tiles play, the shark play that pushes tiles, they were so impactful throughout this game, even withstood some of these crazy rounds. This was a half where, you know, Loud stole the second round and Les stole that clutch that we just saw. Yeah. That was the most insane spray transfer I think I've seen in Valorant. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, they had a lot of spray downs on this one, man. It was actually pretty nuts. But Tom, now you're Loud in this position. What do they possibly do to get themselves back into it? Because now it gets even harder, especially with the composition that they have.
Well, that's the thing as well. Like, we've spoken about those defensive side executes for DRX, where they're going to push you and take that control. Yeah. Firstly, that now has to be done by Loud. Their composition doesn't really allow them to just sit back and stay passive. As Sean said, they don't have a Sentinel. It doesn't really work that way. And DRX are excellent at their executions on the attack as well. So you're going to have to be ready for that. It's going to be a very, very difficult second half for them. But it's Loud. It's Loud on Ascent. Yeah. There's always going to be that part of me that believes they can do this.
And that's what Pansy was saying, right? It's like, it's Loud. So there's still plenty of opportunity for them to get back into this game. Was 4 enough? We're going to find out as we send it back to the casters for this second half to decide who moves on.
Oh, come on. This is a group stage, first game. Map 3 here, 8-4. And there's a reason we kind of talk about Loud as having that X factor, right? There's always a chance with them. They get fired up, they get something going. But DRX are playing above their station here.
For sure, but I want to hear something that Tom's just touched on, which is they need to double down on this composition now. Yes, sure, no Sentinel, you can maybe play less into that sort of same role, the same sort of impact in certain rounds, but we need Aspas and Sadak to really be the driving force of this defense for Loud. Currently both sitting on 3 kills. They have mountains to climb.
I can't believe that. When you, I didn't realize that he only had 3 kills this game. I mean, a rare underperformance from him. Chance to make up for it here, though, in the second half. You can see DRX creeping slowly towards that A site. Loud on the other side, focusing towards tree, towards short. No one actively holding. High Flash will set this in motion. These executions have always been historically wonderful. Sadak forced away, and the site's theirs.
Nearly caught off guard, but not going to be any flank coming through. Majority of this coming through the doorway, actually. DRX have got 2, potentially 3 guns trained on this. Stacks will find the first, less will fall.
Who's the next lamb to the slaughter? Who wants to walk in? Stacks will get forced away. The dash goes in. Aspas needs to connect, and he does! Doubles down on it too. Taking away Stacks from the equation opens up a chance to a 3v3. HP low on Buzz and Zest, but Zest already looking a little warm in this one. Oh, belting shot from Aspas. Finally warming into this matchup. Doubling down on his initial score near on. The view's going to come through, and Loud make the impact we knew they needed.
A couple of bits of key utility missing there. The C's going over the top. Fortunately landed on the rooftop. Didn't matter too much. Aspas able to pave the way. Even this smoke, DRX was in a really disgusting post plant here. Loud have the time and space to sit behind it. Wait for that smoke to expire. Looking for a string of rounds here to kick off the second half, Lauren, to give you any hope of Loud recovering on the decider.
I mean, good to see an activation, really, of Aspas as well. Just a confidence builder in its own. A good start to things. And already, initial intent going to be denied. Tui's going to hold them back here. Be careful, though. DRX not coming in without at least a little bit of threat. Going to see the Ghost, 3 Sheriffs as well. Kit for Marco, but the rest really not bringing too much forward. Just testing the waters here.
Here.
Not much for DRX to really act upon. Loud actually taking a lot of space away in terms of the deep positioning in towards Wine. Be tough to really pin down an opening engagement, but Aspas, a little bit of space between him and the next teammate, maybe.
Hard to police that weapon if he did fall, but...
Buzz dealt with very clean.
Aspas, this is dangerous, but it's fine. Okay, it's Marco to succeed on towards Tui's, but Aspas is really taking some very brave fights, which, fortunately for him, the rest of Loud are there, so there shouldn't be a threat of that rifle falling away. Will be kept, 3 stand. The Vandal remains.
Ticking the box here, at least. Look at Loud start here to the second half. See any investment behind this, or just Sheriffs to round it out? Aspas actually with this start One away from the Blade Storm already. Honestly, it doesn't look as if they're going to set up to really contest an orb. And Breach actually in that regard, very good at clearing out those sort of choke points towards both. Now DRX, they have a response here in round 15.
Aspas given that rifle again. First opportunity beckons. Tag, no frag, gonna fall away. That's gonna be Buzz on the other side then. Taking a little bit of that space towards middle. But again, caution being aired here by DRX. Trying to protect this first bite, not to fall to any of the naughtiness that Loud may be up to. This bonus.
I'm curious, it's another round where it looks as if Salak and Tui's, in terms of the application of the breach, are just there to slow things down. The paranoia and the fault lines are really stop DRX from advancing onto site. Not necessarily to put Aspas in a position to succeed.
Yeah.
From the opposite side of the map.
And this is going to compound that, right? They're going to be feeling quite confident. This leaves Aspas very alone. He could get overwhelmed. He has support coming in from the other side of the map. Unfortunately for him, it's Aspas. But the paranoia is good enough, but does he get to keep his life? Desperate for it, 5 HP, trying to fight his way out. Keeps himself standing. Excellence shown. Aspas. Oh, this guy's a demon right now. He's got 5 HP. How is he still alive? He should have been dead hours ago. And now Stacks is all that's left. And Aspas just had a round.
The Prime Gaming flawless from Loud. The DRX first purchase here in the second half. We'll put them just one round away from tying things up. It's just ridiculous how he's still isolating individuals.
Reminds you of that safe moment.
Yeah, it does, you know, yeah, from B main.
Beautiful.
Now Blade Storm in hand for him. Allowed some sort of comfort. Which has been absent through this series, even with a very close map one. It hasn't felt comfortable for Loud. Talked about them being on the back foot. The recovery factor being tested. Buzz looking to get ahead of this aggression though.
Yeah, gonna pick up the pace, and there's just Buzz on the Bulldog. And the rest on Sheriff's.
It's not another DRX 50, surely.
Well, I feel like there might be a weird chance. Now, we'll find out. I mean, there should be a lot of utility left with Loud considering the pace that DRX took towards this, but does Zest get some timing here?
He's missed less.
Yeah, he has. Oh, and Les didn't miss that. Zest goes down, Aspas steps on in. Maybe not another round like this time around. Aspas has something to say about this. Starting to heat up here. When they need him the most, he is responding to the call as RB. Not gonna get it this time around. Loud tying up the scoreline. This is the third map we wanted here.
Resilience being shown. And already Aspas, ended the first half on 3. Not sure where he's up to already. But definitely the deciding factor, yeah.
15.
Up to 15.
Woof.
12 kills in 4 rounds.
That's, they needed it. They needed someone.
Yeah.
They needed a spark. Now,
And to come back to the same conversation that Tom was starting on the desk as well, it really is him. With this sort of composition, another example in this series where it feels tailor-made to put Aspas in a position to really be victorious for Loud as a whole.
It's quite bizarre though, isn't it? Because sometimes it doesn't seem as though they're trying to play him in that regard, but we're yet to see the full depth of it, I guess, right? That bespoke look that they have just for Aspas, and you can see why they do it. It's highly valuable. The guy is one of the best talents in the world. Who's doing Marcus some noise? Who's doing that production? You guys having fun? Not you, audience. Don't worry, you're fine. Beyond that, though, he's got the knives. Full buy.
It's a good shout.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm a fan.
Yeah, but you're a huge fan. Now, what does DRX do on this, right? Timeout hit. Is it deal with Aspas? Can we identify where he is, considering where Sadak is, or where any of the others are? It doesn't feel as though that's the case. How do you get a beat on someone like Loud right now?
Well, Aspas actually donning the operator now.
Well, new looks.
Yeah. So another set of protocols for DRX to overcome, or at least adjust. So previously, been pretty good for it. Is this a stun into the TP, maybe on the back of the reveal?
You think? Let's see. Looks a little like it, doesn't it? They're being forced away deep.
DRX is just so aware.
Yeah.
Look how quickly Stacks and Marco can disengage.
then this kind of pendulum swings into Les's hands, really. How much time can he hold on to this, or does he just have to kind of give this one up? I feel as though he has to accept that the site is no longer his.
Yeah, especially after being tagged by the drone, he can't really re-peek onto that. It's going to be an open site here for DRX. Utility set up as well from RB to maybe slow down any progress towards lane, but blades popped. Aspas looking to get aggressive here.
I was going to say somewhat nullifying the value of that operator, but then again, it is Aspas. Oh, the paranoia though. Hold on, that could actually be a real problem here. Stack's going to capitalize. Takes down one and the second. DRX getting a little active in this post plan here. Tui's forced to fight, takes down Stacks. He took down Buzz as well, don't forget that. And now into the 3v3, we look at the site itself. Shock Dart does connect, but RB trying to play it out quietly in the corner, and RB strikes again, taking down more as Cowan seeing the young gun. Got 3 to find and so little time to do it. He's running low on precious seconds, and RB's had enough.
I feel like I've said this 20 times now, but a 3K from RB is actually outrageous, the performance he's had today. And like I said, so quickly DRX able to be in position to feel out the aggression on A, and then look how quickly, look how decisive they are to progress onto B. And it's just the Aldrone tag, honestly, that prevents Les from having any say in the matter. Can't re-peek on, can't bank a snake bite into the choke point. So we'll find their 9th.
First real strike in the second half, though. Loud have been really determining the outcome. Still able to fashion quite a strong purchase here, of course, as well. As RB being forced quite deep further away. In the meantime, though, DRX looking to at least kind of present the concept that they might be working towards middle, but we can see their end goal. You can see where that spike is. You can see where they're slowly and quietly heading towards. And it's patient work from them.
Less in a position to really split this execute, though. 2 snake bites and the orb set up in main. But he's actually not in position there if DRX catch the timing. We have the null command. That would prevent any stall coming out if Stacks decides to pop that.
Well, you can see the side take in motion once again. And it is meticulous. It is beautifully crafted. So respecting that, Loud going to sit pretty deep towards it already. Going to give up the site. You're going to have that late mid presence from RB. He can kind of catch and make sure no one can comfortably go up towards Cat, but he might have that late lurk as well coming through. That could be huge. And in the post plant, Stack's going to pop the ult. Make it even harder on the way back in.
Going to buy a lot of time as well, but allow Loud to fully reinforce and set up. Potentially to explode on the back of that ult expiring.
And it is really only 2 towards the site currently. This is a lot of strain on their shoulders. Stacks is down to 37. Dependent on the support system coming on in, that late presence from Cat will have to be critical, but the time is starting to run low. If Loud want back in, they got to go now, they got to go fast, or they're going to lose out in this one. And they have no idea. Marco not getting checked on, does eventually fall to Aspas. The spray and the pray not going to work out this time. Tui's on the collection, but it's Zest who can't make it work for the time. They've run too low on it. DRX going to make it to 10.
And that's crazy because Loud, like I said, in a position to explode on the back of the null command expiring. But they can't pin down enough players at DRX to actually get the half defuse coming through. I mean, the open plant saves DRX there.
Yeah.
Is anywhere different. Look at the kill feed here. A crucial kill from Zest. Aspas is just less than half a second away from finding that half defuse.
You can see the frustration now as well. But
yeah, immediately, yeah.
Look at the ults they've got here. That could be almost the killing blow. They're going to have a snowball round in hand, excluding Stacks' ult, sure, but the rest all very much there. But Aspas backfilling the space.
Need another round to really break the funds, though.
Bomb grenade out.
But double digits found. You don't want to see Loud letting another one slip. Hunter's Fury invested here.
Oh.
Does it find the kill? It does, yeah. Cowanzine will fall.
Oh, dear. So it puts it on this man.
He has to deliver here.
And he's come alive. Brought back from the grave of the first half now. It has to be his time to shine. Cautious on the clear, but he's still going to deliver the first bullet. Perfectly placed towards Buzz and falls away. Expecting that pressure to come back. Aspas, you're playing with your life. So he did spot out Stacks.
But that should put Sadak and Tui's on red alert because it's only one spotted.
They're looking towards middle.
Yeah, they're giving up some space towards main, and that's where 3 members of DRX are. Recon Bolt maybe going to give away some info.
You should run. 30 seconds left.
Lockdown will clear the site. They're looking to tuck into hell, though, here. Everybody from Loud here nice and early.
Ooh,
The snakebite will prevent progress.
Really nice stall on this. And it's going to be 17 seconds. They're down to the wire here. Going to TP through towards the site. Can they get the plant down uncontested? Looking for it. Zest going to try and take away Static. Zest on the follow-up as well. Les has gone down. And it's Tui's barely on this site for a couple of seconds. But he's trying to find that player in towards hell. It's Marco on the other side. What is going on?
Marco is a criminal right now.
Ow! Move over Stewie 2K, there's a new smoke criminal. Marco makes light work of Tui's, leaving just Aspas alive in a 1v3, and he's surrounded. He might not even get out of this one. Trying to step away, and Stax is hurting him. Take the fight, beckoning him in. Oh dear, has to creep closer, the flash. Oh, denied! He tries to run away, but you can't escape the clutches of Marco.
Absolute poltergeist on A's site.
How's he doing that?
That's ridiculous. I mean, you can see as well, Tui's like, wait, hang on.
Who the hell's that? He was here.
Who the hell's that that slipped into hell?
Look at this. Like, watch this back. Zest as well. Obscene round.
All 4 members of Loud were either up in the smokes or down in hell. And they're punished on the swing out. This has been such a crazy series, Lauren.
Obscene. So timeout comes in for Loud, and I think rightly so, right? DRX now on 11, and they're starting to get into the weird and wonderful sort of round, right? Where stuff's going a little out of expectations. We're starting to see that kick up in form. Aspas alone isn't enough.
He has popped off the second half.
God damn, that man has tried. You can't say he hasn't. He has been pushing limitations.
And just to come back, it's not in the way that you'd expect with his composition. He's not being set in motion by Sadak. He's not really playing alongside Cow and Zine.
Yeah.
He's able to stand on his own 2 feet and deliver here, but...
Needs more?
Definitely.
Which is asking so much, right?
I mean, the gap was so big at the halftime.
Yeah.
They've done the hard work, right? They found 4 unanswered to kick off the second half, but now DRX on 11.
Deep breaths now.
I mean, the only person coming away from this round with money is Sadak at 24.50.
Oh.
Ultimate's on the brink. 2 away from the pit, 1 off the Rolling Thunder, 1 off the knives as well for Aspas. They can't let another one slip.
They can't. And is this just going to be an A piece? It's going to be less than 2 to try and hold on to it?
First time Sadak's not been here as well.
Yeah.
The only stall they have is Les's Snakebite. I mean, Paranoia too.
But look how deep they're searching on the other side. This is the first time they've fully gone, clearing deep towards B main this early. There is the turret there, but that's about it. So, again, they could try and cheat over a player early, but it looks like DRX still want to go back to this. Little adjustment on the execute, and this time Les going to try and find that fight. It's Sadak to bail him out. Takes away Buzz and gets to keep his life. Sits deeper on the site. They've weathered the initial storm.
DRX respond from this now, because RB doesn't really have any space to work with in the lurk. And you noted it, Aspas. A very deep position. We'll see it previously. Did catch Buzz, I believe, in a prior round. Is the awareness there?
This late as well.
Stax doesn't have a knife to really clear this deep information. Are they going to invest a flash to clear out B main?
No one's on this side of the map apart from him. It's on Aspas. We said someone else had to join him. He has been monstrous, but he has to be perfect here. 4 players on the other side. The knife does not connect. Oh, but the shot from RB does. This man is out of this world. Having a god-tier performance, Cowan team just about making it back in time, but I don't think he can do much about this. Dewey's with the TP, hoping for the best. Maybe he's got a little bit of a spot at this one. He's so unaware that RB was on the back of the site. DRX just demolishing Loud. Trying to pull out all the stops here and nothing's working. So Sadak, unless presented the near on impossible feat.
What do you throw this? You got the Rolling Thunder, but the Purchase is going to struggle behind this.
And look how deep some of these players are sitting. Zest, miles away. Yes, there's 3 on the side, but is this the round you try and pull that trigger on? They got to try and get there fast, but there's so much in their way. You can see it. Losing that hope. Marco's taking away Sadak, and Les now has to face the music. Do you try and take the fight? You don't even get away with your life. DRX making it to 12. Loud held on 8. And this is where the nightmares truly begin.
DRX have looked clinical in 4v5s today.
Yes, sir.
Another round, they concede Buzz. I feel like he's had a number of first deaths, but it hasn't really mattered. Bigger picture-wise, DRX's recoveries have been incredible today. And there's players like RB, like Marco, like Stax to really swing things back in their favor time and time again. We talked about the finances, Bladestorm available, but Rolling Thunder invested off the rip. Nothing on the other side.
And they're just running, they're making a dash towards the A site.
Loud might even still get ahead of this.
Yes, he's going to make it there first. Smoke goes up, but he could get ahead of it. He knows that he's got less there. He's going to respect that smoke and sit behind it, but not hearing anything on the cross. Going to hear the outro now, going on through. It's going to be DRX going on in. They have the players there. Here comes that bloodbath, though. Marco might want to shut that door. He can't keep him out for now, but the rifles can. Zest's going to find less, and now they've got the sight. Up towards Heavens 1, 2 towards short. It's a 3v4, and the plant's going to go down. Yes, Stax is low, but does that even matter now? Buzz still standing. Static taking a step forward. Looking for the first couple of victims to find. He's got to step towards the site. That's big. Buzz still waits. Great shot from Sadak. Looks towards Hell, no swing. Spots out Zest. Look towards the site. Finds Buzz. This is still very doable. Louder holding on, but it's RB, the final boss from DRX. He has been a god for this squad, and he might just be again. Oh, he's still got the turret. Tui's is screwed, and I think he knows it. Pops down the smoke. He's toying with it. Oh, 3 bullets. It's all he needed. 3 bullets to seal it. DRX, god-tier performance.
And I'll be the hero again for DRX in the final round of this series. Woo! Another 3K from him.
Oh my word, if it was anyone else, I'd have said Loud had that one, but RB not letting it slip. Watch this one again at the very end. 3 bullets, that's all he needed.
Tui's trying to bait this out as well. He gets the smoke down. Doesn't get the half diffuse, looking for the peak, but he doesn't actually have a comfortable amount of space on the right side of the smoke to swing out of.
What a game.
Heartbreaking way for it to end, but DRX today respond with a sucker punch. We start on Lotus, arguably one of their weakest maps, and they flip this 2-1.
The conversation about Loud is going to be so difficult because have we just seen the best version of a DRX we've seen in a while? I mean, they look unbelievable today.
The streak as well, the opening game to DRX remains.
Yeah.
But Loud suffer their 5th series loss this year, 3rd on the international stage.
A lot of support here for DRX coming out with a blistering performance already. And as I said, it wasn't just the traditional characters that we saw putting up numbers. I mean, Buzz was bottom of the board here.
Bottom of the board.
You look towards, as I said, RB, hero of the day for me. I mean, Marco certainly had his rounds. Every single one of them. Every single one of the DRX players had a marvelous amount of impact throughout this map, throughout this series.
And just to note as well, in the final map, I believe the Des will touch on this, but I feel like they lost out massively on the first blood.
Yes.
They looked phenomenal in terms of trading out opening engagements that they lose, but also then recovering rounds at a deficit. We've shown that actually, I mean, we talked about start of this series has come back to that conversation.
Yeah.
The return to form for who? It's an opportunity for both of these teams to send a statement in the opening game here at Champs. And it's DRX to deliver.
Yeah, it certainly was. By almost all metrics or markers, marvelous.
I forgot about that.
Come on,
I forgot about the opening round.
Oh, just sickeningly good, isn't it? Beautiful work. And you're right, I guess we were asking, really, the question of form coming into this. Both noting those kind of, I guess, dormant dominance, right? We've all seen, you know, the highs of Loud. We've seen the highs of DRX. We wondered what we were going to see today. I mean, we saw a good game from both sides, I'd say. I mean, less. Some mechanical brilliance. Some of these rounds from Loud was great, but it wasn't enough, it felt like.
Sure, absolutely. But we've seen some adjustments. Loud historically aren't one that really mess with comps too much. I mean, actually, the ethos of this team is built around Sky, potentially as a solo initiator. That's why it's curious for me to see the Breach come in here and the Fade alongside it. I mean, there's always so much faith in actually dropping us over on some maps, playing a Sky instead. This didn't feel like really you expect Sadak to be basically bound to Aspas to set him in motion. And we didn't really see that come to fruition.
It feels like I'd almost want to see that come through. I'd love to see what that would have looked like if that was what they were going for, but wasn't to be.
Again, other factors at play potentially where we're talking about Loud consistently having to try and recover rounds, which again isn't necessarily in their wheelhouse.
Sure. I don't know, I wish for a little more, right? It's like you saw that potential in the comp Loud brought out, and I wish we got to see it maybe explored a bit further, but by all rights, it was DRX's day. Especially after that map 1, I was a bit worried. I was a little bit like, oh dear.
Yeah, maybe a bit of an asterisk next to that, it being Lotus for DRX. So, yeah, very strange, but so happy with DRX to come out once again, deliver an open series.
Yes, and ridiculous, the fact that this is a group stage starting game. The quality here is just unbelievable. But rather than hearing that from us, let's hear it from the stage.
Thank you so much. Yes, welcome down to the stage once again, where we have got Stacks on standby after their matchup. DRX obviously taking the win and looking good doing it. All 3 maps for us. You put on a show. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
So I wanted to start out by asking you a question, because earlier on we spoke outside when you were arriving, and you said that this squad, after having a bit of a break, would maybe come back stronger in their lock-in form. After playing them here today, do you think that this was lock-in form Loud?
솔직하게 말하면 조금은 떨어진 느낌이 있는 것 같고, 근데 저희가 상대도 라우드도 분명 잘했지만 저희가 준비를 많이 했다고 느껴서 저희가 이렇게 승리를 가져올 수 있었던 것 같아요.
To be honest with you, I guess they performed a little bit weaker than their lock-in form, but they still performed very well. But I feel like at the end of the day, it was about who was more well-prepared, and I guess we came in well-prepared, and we were the team that had better preparation, so thus the win today.
Well, what was your feeling like being out here in front of the US crowd on the international stage again and picking up that win? Did it feel good? Was it something to feed off of while you were playing?
일단은 제가 미국이 처음인데 이렇게 조금 첫 무대에서 이렇게 1승을 가져갈 수 있어서 너무 기쁘고요. 네, 그냥 기쁩니다, 지금.
Well, this is actually my first time here in States in America, so I'm just elated at the fact that, you know, I walk away with the win in my first visit here.
Oh wow, that's fantastic. Well, congratulations. What a way to start off this trip. Still plenty more ahead of you, and I wanted to talk a little bit about your opponent coming up. Navi are a team that you've played against in the past. Last time, Angel said that you guys got a little bit lucky taking the win against them. Are you feeling lucky about your upcoming match?
맨날 운이 좋아서 이겼다고 얘기하는데 이미 전적 자체가 저희가 압도적이기 때문에 그냥 그게 걔네들 실력인 것 같고요. 그래도 저희가 나비는 무시 안 하고 저희가 내일인가? 아무튼 만나서 부셔버리도록 해보겠습니다.
Well, they always talk about being lucky and them being unlucky, but it's just the track record tells you all, you know, about who's the better team. And we won't let our guard down, but, you know, when we meet them tomorrow, I'll make sure that we crush them once again.
Wow, always one for tall words. I love it. Well, listen, just circling back to the game then, obviously Lotus, incredibly close game, a long one as well, and it can be tough to bounce back from maps like that, but you guys came in looking unbelievable on Split. Was something said backstage to light that fire inside you guys?
일단 로터스는 저희가 항상 밴을 했던 맵이고, 이제 저희가 첫 대회임에도 불구하고 이 정도 했으면 저희가 굉장히 잘했다라고 생각을 하고요. 실수가 많았지만, 그래서 스플릿은 이제 저희만 아는 시크릿이 있기 때문에 이제 쉽게 얘기하지 않나 생각합니다.
So in terms of Split, the way we look at it, it was our first time kind of floating it and playing it at an international stage. And I think despite the loss, we had a really good game. I'm pretty satisfied. And with Split, I can't really tell you much because everything's a secret. We have our secret recipe and secret magic to it. But, you know, I can't really tell you.
I expect no less. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us here on the stage.
Thank you, guys.
I think the fans are loving you, and we'll see you again for your game up against Navi in not too long. Take it away.
Welcome back, everyone, and DRX have managed to pull through and have defeated Loud in what was an exquisite game of Valorant. Of course, Golden Boy, alongside Sean Gare as well as Tom Biz, we're going to break everything down and jump right into it because, I mean, there were just, Tom, across the board, it was just a highlight reel of plays from both sides, which you don't get all the time, and when you do, it's truly special because this really was a special matchup.
Oh, for sure. Like, I think the majority of rounds we'll talk about with Loud were crazy individual highlight plays, whereas I think when you lean a little bit more into DRX, it's those set plays. Like, that's what we really love to see with this team.
Which is weird because I mean, Loud are the ones that had the Breach Fade comp.
Sure.
You would expect to see the crazy stuff coming out of that comp, but it was actually the other way around. It was the set play aggression from DRX that really took Loud off guard. I mean, they punished Aspas opping B lobby that second last round. That was so gorgeous. I mean, I was hyping him up.
He doesn't miss these.
He doesn't miss these.
Literal words that Sean said as we're watching. He doesn't miss it, and then he missed, and it was bad. But there were a lot of great moments across the board. Kind of like what we saw right there. That one set play, I think Tom really set up, no pun intended, what you were talking about, which was just like this execute heavy, just like get in there, get what you need, get out. It was so meticulously done by DRX. If they can keep this pace up, they look dangerous.
Like, that's the thing. I think when you go to Ascent versus DRX, like, they've been doing stuff like this for a ridiculous amount of time. PaperX has done a lot of it as well when they play against them over in Pacific. They love these defensive side executes. I think even if you go back looking at Talon and old school Xerxia, that was like the Pacific style, is on the defense you have your executes and on the attack you kind of default a little bit more. So I don't think they've brought anything crazy new, but at the same time, it's so effective, especially when you're trying to set up. And in rounds where you have nothing, well, you had nothing to lose. That was a stinger and a pistol and a paranoia. Like, that was basically all they threw into that round. They get 2 kills and win it with, I think it was a stacks clutch. Of course it was.
I mean, we questioned their mental coming into the series, and that game alone showed me that their mental is super strong. Set plays on eco rounds, every single player on DRX had huge moments. Zest coming out of heaven, getting that 4K early on. You know, Stacks having so many impactful frags throughout the game, and Buzz was going toe for toe with Aspas in that last map.
He definitely was, and you know, and Aspas was an interesting point because if you take a look at his first half to second half stats, which we do have, it is actually quite a parallel. So that was first half. He had a total of 3 kills, and then in the second half,
in the first 4 rounds, he had 12.
Sextupled it.
In the first 4 rounds, he had 12 kills.
But that speaks more to just the job that Aspas had to do on Ascent, which unfortunately, Sean, is smoke, dash, die.
Well, I actually think it has a lot to do with DRX and their aggression, right?
Yeah.
Because I thought the breach would get some openings for him on the attack half, but honestly, DRX just took that away from him because they aggressed into the breach.
Yeah, I actually didn't even keep that in mind, and to be fair, it felt as if that composition, it wasn't even a game about the composition. It was and it wasn't, if that makes sense, right? It was in that the composition, cool, unique, interesting, they were executing or doing a lot of retakes, but it was missing so many core pieces that it really just hurt them in the end.
But the ranked prophecy held true. Stacks and Mako. It popped off. I told you guys, they were in form. I told everyone to switch their
So if you can beat Sean Gaz in ranked, you're going to win the event.
You're basically, you know, a competitor in the BCT.
So all the NA teams are going to have a great time. They smash him in ranked every week.
Oh, man. Well, speaking of a smashing plane, let's actually go ahead and take a look at our HyperX Reflex moment of the day, because I think we all know which one this is. It's going to Nats. It's because it's not this, it's this. What the hell was that?
What is that?
See, is that Reflex, or is that just the most BS thing you've ever seen in your life?
You know what? It's a sponsor segment, Tom, and we had to get it done, okay? So, and I just wanted to talk about it again.
I hope they show Angel's face. Angel was like, wait, what?
What do you, there's like no even way to game plan for that. I wish there was a way that I could break that down. There isn't. He just jumped down and the bullet just magically landed on the dude's face.
Yeah.
Hate to see it happen. Maybe it won't happen again. Wild
For Nats,
stuff.
it probably will.
Yeah, and honestly, with Nats,
That's not even in like his top 10 highlights, I don't think, which is just, it talks about the man, and that's what he does.
the man is insane. Of course, we'll be seeing a little bit more of him later on. But with day one of champs in the books, let's go ahead and take a gander at our bracket and see where we are. Well, we just had Group D matches take place here. Na'Vi versus DRX. And congratulations to the 0.07, the 7.0, right? Wait.
I think it's 0.7.
0.7% people who got this prediction right.
Who got
Tom.
both.
And you were not one of them.
No, I'm in the larger quantity of people who got both wrong. So
Yeah, you're in the 99.3 percentile.
Yeah.
Or 0.4.
Well, no, there's also some people who got one right. So all of them are above me as well. I got none right.
You got
Same. It feels good to be average.
welcome, man. Isn't it nice?
Yeah, it feels so good.
Oh, man, but there you see it there. Obviously, Na'Vi and DRX moving on. And, of course, we're going to be back tomorrow with a triple. Yeah.
Elimination.
Yeah, and we'll see that later. But let's look at what we got tomorrow, because tomorrow we're moving on to Group B. It's going to be a triple header. We have 3 games that are going to be taking place tomorrow, and there is going to be a lot of Valorant played. First up, it's going to be FUT taking on T1. And then the America's, I guess, Cinderella story from Tokyo, Evil Geniuses takes on the #1 Pacific team in FPX in what can either be one of the greatest matches we ever had, or it could be something dominating the competition.
I think EG are going to slam them.
We get something versus Demon 1, though. That's wait, you think
That's
EG's
FPX.
Oh, FPX.
You are talking about the wrong team.
Wrong team.
Your boy's off the goop. I've been on this desk all day, so is Sean. You know, but I'm old. So anyway,
I'm a part-time.
They have a P and an X.
They have a P and X.
Yeah.
Honestly, remember it was FPX, DRX, Paper. Well, actually, it's just like that this
It
event.
still is.
Isn't it great?
Amazing.
EDG, EG. Oh, they love us so much here. It's been amazing. We're going to see FPX take on EG tomorrow. We're going to have FUT, of course, take the stage as well. And who they got, Tom?
T1.
T1.
I think it's a close game.
That one actually is going
We've
to be
had some really close games today, but I think that one might take the biscuit, honestly.
Kiwi versus Saya.
Yeah, it's a banger.
That is going to be wonderful. Well, that's it for Champions Day 1. What a day it has been. We've been treated some excellent games across the board, but the good news is that the good time's just going to keep on rolling on as we have great matches lined up for you tomorrow. But for now, here are your Prime Gaming post-day highlights, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to this. 16 of the world's best teams have come to LA with the same goal: win it all and make history. There's love on the stage, but you best believe there will be no love on the server, as we have 2 teams that have not only defined esports, but have also defined professional Valorant for what it is here in 2023. This is going to be an excellent matchup between 2 hungry teams.
Okay, off of his contact, there's a fault line and a flash into the corner. Will collect the 1 kill. Plenty more players waiting, though, to receive, and yeah, he's diligent with it. Checking the right corners.
Yeah,
even the ace.
Well, that's going to boost up the energy and the confidence.
Look at this group up. Players are meeting a pound for pound. Zipan! Oh, the man with the plan. A bit of RNG, lighting up the bodies. It's even so far safe. He's ran them down and seen it with the operator. Damage said still, everyone's weak and they all fall down. 13-11. That's map number 1, Raptor. All the rifles connect. Taking into it with the operator, never ideal as well. Sinez using himself as bait, running forwards. Angel, he's already cleaned him up. 3 in a row for it, make it 4. You cannot make this up, man. 20 seconds left. Cosmic Divide obfuscating, hiding, all Qs. That's a 2-piece. An instant response with the overdrive, he can't quite hit it. It's all Sinez. Lock on, he hears the jump out. It fades away, forces it to the 1v1. And Shigetsu, an absolute menace. Yappy falls. Well, down, that is just sublime. And Na'Vi move forward.
I think it's going to be the most unpredictable group that we have here at Champions Los Angeles.
When you think about high-quality Valorant, 2 team names should pop up in your head immediately, DRX and Loud. And thankfully, these 2 teams are going to take the stage. This matchup is going to be a banger.
Tui's has been noted now, and there's the first. Cowan seen! Clean as hell. Sprays! Buzz still waiting. First one. He's going to let... No, he doesn't let them pass. Drags him back down! Stunning! Stunning from Buzz! Not going to be so easy. Les needs to be careful. Zadak will seal it. Now Buzz with it all to do. A 1v2 now after a 1v3. Quickly tries to get ahead to Zadak. Not going to happen. Loud. Make the most of this. Doing very well in OT. Take himself to 15. Taking map 1. Zest eats the flash, but how is he alive? How is he alive? How is he still standing? Buzz still get another chance at this one. The smoke keeping them safe, but it's Aspas to walk on in, and Buzz obliterates all of them. They have no idea where he currently resides, so they consider the smoke. They certainly do.
No way.
They still go in. Marco! We're going the distance.
13-6 here on Split, Lauren.
Aspas wanted more towards Heaven, and Zest with 3, the triple, the 4, Zest! Cowanzine does damage towards Stacks. Can he control towards Heaven? The pressure coming in from short. Dash taken, isolates the first. Now down to Cowanzine, and he can't deal with Buzz. Shock Dart does connect, but RB trying to play it out quietly in the corner, and RB strikes again. 3 bullets to seal it. DRX, good tier performance.
And RB the hero again for DRX
If it was
in the
everyone else.
final round of this series.
Woo!
Another 3K from him.
You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.